Saved it. Didn't save it. You! Oh, nope. Bio's like, nah, just kidding. I don't want to be mayor, actually. Make it
But yes,
funnier.
absolutely I do.
Go, my noble steed!
The ship doesn't swerve when it sees how big the iceberg is.
I like big plants, I cannot lie. I think I need to go back to... Wait! Wait, what? Are you ready for some top secret horse-based intel? There's a food that horses just love. It's... carrots. I think you were supposed to do that! Oh, what? Sir? Delicious. Giva, what are you doing? Alright, I think you're not. I think you're being taken off of chicken feeding duty, darling. If. Oh, goodbye. Goodbye. I have to go. My people need me.
Hello everyone, welcome in. Give me 1 sec, I gotta add some alt text. Alt text is important. How are we doing? Oh, I can't wait to see pictures of your brunch. It was a year ago now, I think. that, or almost a year ago, that Sekhmet was in the area and we got some brunch pics together. Ah, good times. Let's do some art. You guys were able to hear the music, right? I had restarted my computer, so it is coming up on 2 years? What do you mean? What do you actually mean, though? No, there's no music now, but I had my song playing earlier. Let's see. Can you hear this? And is it too loud compared to me? It feels a tiny bit loud. Alright. Are you guys ready? Have you seen this upgrade yet? Have you seen this upgrade yet? I don't know if you have. Hello! The autotube, what do you mean? I have a microphone. I'm right here, you silly goober. So anyway. Nope, that's the wrong... Oh, it didn't save. Hold on. You're getting a real behind-the-scenes look here. So now I can, like, you know, say hello to people when they come in on stream. Cute. Wrong button. Anyway, welcome in. I am in heaven because I now have all of the Rune Factory OSTs. I own them. And I am very happy. Because honestly, for the longest time, I kept playing them on YouTube, and of course, with YouTube not getting along with ad blocker anymore, I really don't want to listen to an ad in between every single song. And let me change the first text, congratulations fee on getting first. Where is it? There it is. It's great to see everyone. It's great to be here. We're trying to kind of like get used to this whole new schedule of things because now Fudge has been working a secondary job in between his two in between his two bus driving shifts. So for the past 3 days, I have not seen him except for like crawling into bed. And you know, that's an interesting way to live. I don't think it'll work for me long term. Let's... We can pull up Rusty's. You know, I understand. Sometimes Twitch Mobile is just a hater. No, wrong button! I hate everything. Steve's being a hater. Alright, we're connected. So if you want to be a little guy, you are more than welcome to enter little guy hours by typing !join. There we go. A little guy, yeah. A little guy. I'm a robot. You're a robot. And we're just gonna vibe on the farm together. This is Rusty's Retirement. It's a very fun idle game. I did receive a free copy. I think from Future Friends Games. So, you guys know Momdria. You know Momdria. Her talk sprite is a little old. It's a little old. I gotta find it. This is her talk sprite. It is 500 pixels by 500 pixels. I now do things 2400 by 2400 as my default. So yeah, that's pretty different. And then let's take a look at this. August of 2022 is when Momdria's character was first drawn digitally. That's old! So we're gonna get a glow up for Momdria. I just have to figure out what pose I want her to do. I kind of like this one. This was a gift art by Lyot Lurian. It is far too early for Lyot to be awake. But he loves stopping by art streams when he can. And he does a lot. He used to do a free sketch day once a week. Now he's got a sketch redeem for people to spend channel points on. But yeah, this was a very cute sketch. I still love it. I scrolled through a lot of sketches in his Discord to find this one because I knew that it existed. And I've got one more Momdria pose that I could grab from. And it's this one. But, like, I don't feel like I'd want her arms to be up. I feel like I'd want them to be relaxing, like, behind her. Hi, Laser Sharp Kitty. It's good to see you. I'm gonna get better at waving to people, I swear. It's gonna happen. So which pose do you guys like? Because this is going to be like a talk sprite pose that exists on the overlay with me. She's probably gonna go like, I don't know, like top left? Or like, I don't know, she could go top left. It's a struggle. We were trying really hard to squeeze Sekhmet and King and myself into the overlay when we did the Chain Together finale. It was very funny. I feel like I kind of like this pose, though, but I don't know that I love how angled her head is. So I would change that a little bit so that she's kind of, like, looking forward a bit more, if that makes any sense. Like, here, she's looking almost straight forward. Here, she's more forward, but still at an angle, and then here, she's, like, almost three-quarter profile. Look at me saying art words like I know what I'm talking about. Teehee. Well, happy... Oh, no. Not happy. I give up. Not happy at all. Let's see. Apps. I gotta close Clip Studio and reopen. It doesn't think my tablet's connected correctly. And it does this thing. Or I have to close the app and reopen it. But then I have to reopen all the pictures I just had open. So I'm salty. We're also gonna fix up Beans. because I noticed after the fact that because he's such a small character compared to myself, his line art is a little too thin. Like, I made it the same size line art as Redria, but he's shrunk down about half the size. So it's not exactly how I want it to look yet. But we'll get there. Eventually, I am going to do a whistle talk sprite as well. This is making me nostalgic for the Rune Factory series again. They recently announced the next installment of Rune Factory. It's not Rune Factory 6. I believe that's still something that is coming. It's just, it's not the next planned Rune Factory installment. It seems as though they kind of went after, almost a little bit of, like, the Genshin audience with this newest installment. Alright, there we go. Now you can see my pen pressure is working correctly. When the tablet's not connected right, or it, like, needs me to reopen the app, the pressure doesn't work. So I can still use the tablet, but not the way I want to. You know. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I can't whistle very loud today. I don't know if it's because it's a little hot out and I'm a little dry. Hi, Desi. Welcome in. So, by the way, I've hinted at this for a little bit. Cheep, cheep! And then Sekhmet wants something. For the time being, Sekhmet, you get the NES cartridge that I made for Bill forever ago. Because you're here. But yeah, I'm thinking about reworking the in-chat minigame a little bit. I like the star bits, but I'm trying to figure out if there's room to keep them on the overlay. Oops. I tried moving them down, like, on the rock underneath Redria, but it doesn't work if I am doing a collab stream. Well, happy Wednesday, guys. We are partway through the week. I'm gonna start watering the crops. If you're interested in getting a little robot on the screen, you can type !join. I'm gonna thicken this just for now. This is just rough sketchy. So my thought was something like this. Alright, so I don't want these lines intersecting the way they are. That really tends to complicate things a bit. See, this is what I love about digital art. You can just be like, no, that's not quite right. I get in my head so bad with, like, pencil and paper because you can see the mistakes you make. You like the feeling of drawing with pencil and paper more, but I like how clean and nice you can make things digitally. See, for the longest time, I would still do almost all of my sketching on paper, and then I would take a picture of it, and then I would transfer it to a digital format. Because, again, I agree. I like how it feels to draw on paper, and I still have a sketchbook that I use. But it just feels like with paper, I am more critical of myself, and that defeats the purpose of creating and doing art. It's one of the reasons I'm actually really proud of myself, because for the most recent talksprite upgrades for Sekhmet and for King, those were done all digitally. And no, I agree, but I've gotten to the point where I can do this rough sketch layer, and then add a layer on top to go in and do the line art a little bit more, like, with a bit more precision. What do we think? Do we think this pose looks comfortable? I really wish Reactive Images would let me use a GIF for her talk sprite, because I'd love for her wings to flap. Like, if you've seen, I use ViadoTube, so every now and then, if I'm not talking, I'll kick my little feet. And I really wish I could, I wish I could get ViadoTube, or get Discord Reactive to do that too. Oops. Redria has legs and feet. Confirmed! Always have. Nah, though, I did used to, like, hide in the warp pipe, and Redria has had a confirmed form that is just like the stem. So, in lore, she does kind of change form. Alright, I need to scooch her down a little bit now. See, like, when you run out of room on paper, you can't do this! That, I think, is the biggest killer of my art when I do it on paper, is I don't size things or place things correctly, and then I run out of room. That is, like, my biggest enemy. Hi, Tugboat! Yeah. Tugboat was such a cuddle bug last night. He really likes the fact that we gave him the steppy stool so that he can get up in our bed. He cuddled up next to me, like, all night long. And, like, I think he's been coming upstairs and meowing at us, but it's not because he's hungry. It's because he just wants to hang out. I've also noticed that I'm kind of, like, simplifying some of the design elements of these characters. I don't think I will keep Momdria's glasses chain, because it's just something that's, like, messy, and I don't feel like it adds that much to the character. And then same thing with, Sekhmet's fins got simplified, and her tail design got simplified too. Whoops. Kiri's been coming at meowing at me so much lately. I love that. I am trying to stay hydrated today. By the way, Aurora, if you would like, you can type !join and you can get a little robot on screen. And then you can tell your robot to do stuff. She's been so needy for attention lately. Yeah, I love when cats do that, though. It's cute, it's annoying, but ultimately it's cute, you know? There you are! You're watering the crops! This one I'm kind of just like... I'm just like chilling with this farm. Oop, I think the first playlist is up. See, I kind of want to go through and curate some of these because I don't feel like I'm going to like all of these songs or be able to even like listen to all of these songs because all of these have lyrics and they get kind of weird. At least on YouTube they get weird when you have lyrics. So Rune Factory 1 I at least cultivated the songs that I like and think are fun to listen to. I need to do that with Core Keeper too. Because, like, if you catch yourself skipping a song every single time, you have to ask yourself, is there a reason I'm doing that? Come on. Drink a little. A funny story about talking about your cat's, like, toe beans. There was a time when I tweeted at my friend about how Tugboat has black beans and pink beans. And some Twitter bot, about, like, the food item, the lentil black beans, chimed in and was like, actually, if you didn't know, black beans are really more of like a dark blue. And we both just sat there in astonishment of like, what are you talking about? It was very funny. We're just like, huh? Oh yeah, so as I was talking about it earlier with the stream minigame, I feel like I'm gonna simplify things just so that it's not as hard. Also, where's the paratroopy at? Where are you at? Why aren't you there? You should be there. Oh. The sound played? So yes, as I was saying, talking about maybe changing the minigame. Actually, your cat has blue toe beans. That's a common misconception. Black beans are actually a dark, dark blue. Alright, sure. So yeah, the minigame. I'm thinking about changing it up a little bit. I feel like I keep talking about this and then I just don't have the time to do it. But typing out the whole word paratroopy is kind of a lot. Especially, like, for a newcomer, they might feel weird. They might feel like... I've seen some typos happen. It happens. I don't think anyone's ever been mean about it. But yeah, it's just a lot to type. So I'm thinking about changing the minigame so that you can, like, some enemies need to be stomped, some enemies need to be, like, smacked with a hammer, and maybe some enemies need fireball, because, you know, those are Mario's, like, normal skills. And I'm thinking about doing away with the beans as rewards. Because, I mean, take a look. If you have a bean bag, take a look at your bean bag. I promise you the bean distribution is going to be wild. If you've been around and playing for a bit. And then, like, once you start ordering the drinks, as long as you convert them into an equal amount of currency, I might. Like, 400 chuck beans. 400. That's actually kind of wild. And, like, don't get me wrong, I liked the fact that you could be unable to buy one drink, but you could buy another. But I feel like it's just kind of complicating things in a way I didn't really want. You're a high roller. I think it's that you get most of the jackpot enemies. Sekhmet, I don't know if you would know this or not, but can you put GIFs in Discord Reactive? My gut says probably not. Bummer. I thought so. I would love to be able to make her wings flap. But I don't think I can make her, like, I could make them flap by making them move whenever she talks. But, like, that's the best I could do, I think. Like, Red Ray's got those little kicky feet when I'm not talking, and I was hoping that she could have, like, flapping wings. I think this pose looks really cozy. I think she looks super comfortable. I forget. No, it doesn't look like I give her eyelashes, so I will not give her eyelashes. She doesn't need them. She's beautiful as she is. And I don't think I want the arms thinner. I actually think that's kind of perfect. The Sekhmet's getting a Baz pin, huh? I feel like this one makes the most sense. Look, even these pins are bigger than Momdria's original talksprite. Momdria's OG talksprite is still 500 by 500. Does it have to be the chin pose? Just a genuine question. Dealer's choice. Alright. Well, have you figured out yet why I picked this one to edit? Because look, those are the cat ears. I'm a genius. Alright, hold on. I'm looking at Momdria's Minecraft block. Do you guys want to see a funny video I sent to my mom this morning? Because that's what we're doing right now. And my mom straight up said, haha, poor chicken. One sec. Yep, stop it. Goodbye. The skies are super gray and cloudy where I am. Your phone says it won't be raining, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, it got really hot here again. Tugboat, that certainly is a shape that you have assumed on the bed. That is certainly a shape. I love this cat. Tugboat is a shape. They should teach tugboat in preschool. I still can't tell if that chicken particle accelerator was modded or not. You could do some really weird stuff in vanilla Minecraft. Like really weird stuff. I shall expand ear. That's better. That's more kitty cat-like. Not me scrolling through the pets channel to find Baz pictures. Cat. Trying to find a good picture with his markings. Kind of looks like the monster logo a little. Just a little. Gotta earn our stripes. His markings do kind of look pretty symmetrical, actually, on his face. And I'll move the eyes a little bit more apart. I know that, you know, it's the Mario brand. That's right. I gotta turn this off. Yep, this is normal. Perfect. No notes. Bye! Have fun! What is selected right now? Oh, the mischief. Kitty cat. Nope, not an ellipse, actually. Let's start by erasing what is here. Not serving me at the moment. There we go. Too big. I'm sure Sekhmet would say it's the perfect size. There we go. Yeah, that is a channel point redeem that anyone's welcome to redeem. You get your very own custom early bloomers pin, so that if you get here early enough in stream, you get to redeem it and you get to have it live on the overlay. The way I look at it, it's kind of like, I don't know, like a Monopoly token. At least that's how I've been looking at it. You get here early, you get to pick. I know, what a baby. Alright, so I'm liking how Momdria's talk sprite is looking so far. I'm trying very hard to stay hydrated today. But because I don't think this will take too long. Yeah, that's about the thickness I'm looking for. Hello! Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Am I on the wrong layer? I am on the wrong layer. Well, that won't help much. It is Wednesday, my dudes. I'm doing pretty good. I am chilling, doing some art. We are working on upgrading my mom's talksprite for when she visits me on stream, which, spoiler alert, might be tomorrow. We were talking about doing a Minecraft stream. Minecraft with mom. It's been a little bit. She loves her Minecraft, what can I say? And she got that from me, because, like, Minecraft was a game I played for almost a decade. Like, Minecraft carried me through college. And I don't think she got into it until after I graduated from college. And, like, I hadn't stopped playing, but I was definitely not super into it anymore. Not in the same way. So right now, I am getting used to even more changes to my schedule. Mostly, it's that my husband started his second job, so he's gone from part-time hours to basically full-time hours. But he's on first shift, and I'm on second shift. For the past, like, 2 days, we did not really get to see each other. Like, at all. So, you know, that sucks a little. Hi, Catrium. Welcome in. I hope your meeting went well. I hope so too, because honestly, like, I've disliked second shift for a lot of reasons. One being sleep hygiene. Me getting home at 10 o'clock and my husband getting up at 5 o'clock has not been great for either of us, really. And then secondly, I feel like it's been having a real negative effect on my social life, or the ability to have one, the ability to stream. You got a cookie! Type exclamation mark cookie. It should work. I don't have a cookie! Darn. I do have donuts. Did the picture not... How dare you betray me, mix it up. I will remedy this post haste. No, you're good. What happened was, for some reason, I got a Microsoft, like, suite trial for a year, and that included OneDrive, and it decided that it was gonna just take everything from my desktop and move it into OneDrive. So when I set everything up and mix it up, I didn't realize it was doing it through OneDrive. I'm still mad about it. Where's my cookie? There it is. Did it work? Why don't I see the picture? Oh, because I didn't save. Well, that'll do that. And... okay, no, it's OBS then. OBS, what's your deal? What's your damage? Did I open you first and you're mad about it? Where's my mini game? See, I feel like if I don't try to fix these things, like, right away, I don't get around to it. There we go. Look, you ate the cookie. Look, I wanted to show off the cookie I made. Oh, that's so exciting, Catrium. You ended up ordering the new phone? It'll be here Friday. New phone day is always fun. My dad always gets to the point where, like, if anyone else is getting a new phone, he's just like, I need one. So, this is where we're at with Momdria's new talk sprite. Look at how chill she looks. She's just comfortably floating. Dads are so funny. My dad is hysterical. I swear the man has like 5 different tablets. I'm not kidding. He goes through tablets like you wouldn't believe. Catrium says, I never had the most recent version of the phone, so I feel extra special. Treated myself to an iPhone 15. I have a story about iPhones. When I went to college, I went to a kind of expensive college, kind of known for having, like, rich kids, rich parents, what have you. And I am not even kidding when I say I went to college and I did not have a smartphone. I got a smartphone after I graduated. So, like, I had to bring my laptop along if I wanted to scroll social media. I was not able to, like, do many things with my phone other than just texting and calling. And, you know, I was alright with that at the time. But every single time a new iPhone released, it's all any of the students would talk about. And, like, they would all just, like, immediately get upgraded to the next version of the iPhone. Aw, did stream die? You got a smartphone as a junior in college. You had a Motorola Razr my first 2 years. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it probably helped me not to be too distracted. But yeah, it was just funny because it, like, dead serious. Every time a new iPhone came out, everyone would be having it or, like, talking about how they just got a new phone. And I'm just sitting here like, what's an iPhone? Stream cut for a few seconds. I wondered. It did that last time, too, during the, during our Valheim. But I am happy to report that Valheim does not make my stream a PowerPoint anymore. So it feels like I can probably stream Valheim a little bit safer. There's so many games that I want to play, y'all. I don't even know what to do. We started a new Valheim playthrough, and I've been enjoying it too much because we told ourselves, like, I'm not ready to do a full on-stream playthrough again until the Great North comes out. That's their next update. And here we are playing Valheim, like, every single night. And then, we also have Core Keeper. Core Keeper just hit 1.0 release version yesterday. And Core Keeper is a super fun game. We did an entire playthrough on stream, up until the Atlantic worm boss, including the crystal biomes. And then, you know, we had run out of stuff to do. So we said, alright, well, we're gonna call this game done. And now that 1.0 came out, we need to make a whole new world. So I have to figure out, you know, when do I have time to play this and stream it again? Because we still have Enshrouded to finish. I've been really enjoying it, but there's something about the Valheim combat and, like, gameplay loop that feels more fun. I don't know why. What games have you guys been playing lately? I know a bunch of us just picked up Sunhaven the last time it was on sale. Dang it. Dead by Daylight since the chapter dropped. I feel like I heard some stuff about DBD recently. I've never played, though. But I've watched, like, some of the earlier stuff. At least enough to know that, like, one person's the killer and you're, like, kiting them by dropping pallets or, like, running circles around them. And, I was wondering why my brush size got small again. Weird. You just bought Final Fantasy X and 2 the other day. Ooh, not bad. Yeah, it was Castlevania. That's what I thought I saw. I saw that My Sims is coming to the Switch. I had to send the post to my sister because she loved My Sims. Everyone right now is getting used to playing Dracula and Alucard. You know, that does make sense. Are they both killers, or is one killer and one survivor? I feel like it would make sense if Alucard was a survivor and Dracula was the killer, but I could see it either way. You think Alucard is survivor. You know, that does make sense. The only Castlevania lore I have is from the anime. The Netflix adaptation. Still waiting for Stardew update to come to console. Oh no. We even started a new Stardew playthrough as like a community games thing. And it just like, it was fun, but one, it's really hard to schedule that many people for multiple like playthrough days, and two, I don't know, Stardew just doesn't always grab me. Last time the update took like 2 months to hit, but it's been like 4 or 5 now. Yeah. That's kind of what's been happening with our Sunhaven stream playthrough, or at the very least, like, Purgatory Farm was Sekhmet and myself. It was a Team Rekhmet thing, so I don't want to, like, go to the next season without her. But then we have to pick, you know, are we streaming Enshrouded, are we streaming Valheim, are we streaming Sunhaven? Who knows? I'm gonna take a quick break. I can't tell if Fudge got home yet. And we're going to take a bio break, so I will see you in a little bit. I'm back. See, that's what I kind of loved about working from home, though, is that sometimes you just, like, didn't have anything to do. And then I could keep myself busy with other things that I enjoyed doing. Or, like, other things that needed done at home anyway. Today, the beverage of choice is cranberry grape juice. I got the diet kind, too, because I don't need the extra sugar. I just know it's going to be a real hot day today, so I'm trying to get out ahead of dehydration. And I'm kind of afraid to know what the temperature is going to look like in the lab at work. They've had a habit of, like, just cranking the AC so much that, like, everyone's freezing, like, shivering, like, trying to get an extra jacket on. And, like, my nose is the thing that gets the coldest, so I just walk around, like, with my face all scrunched up because I'm trying to warm my nose up. When I worked as a method development analyst, when we were still kind of in lockdown, I was able to work remotely part-time, like maybe 2 days a week, and God, do I miss it. My therapist has kind of, like, encouraged me to look for more remote jobs, and it's just like, yeah, unfortunately, a lot of job listings that are like, hey, work remotely, are scams, or ghost jobs that never existed, and they're just trying to get information out of you. So, scams! Oh, I'm on the wrong layer again, huh? Well, these layers live together now. Hi, Tugboat! Do you guys want to see my cat? The answer is yes. I just gotta figure out how to activate camera. Ooh, we fishing. Hey, Tugboat. Say hi, Tug. Look at him! Look at this boy. You can't. I don't know if you're gonna climb on my lap, dude. You've tried. You chicken out every time. You chicken out every time. This is Tugboat. He's the perfect cat. You can't convince me otherwise. He's a sweet baby. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's a sweet baby. This is Tugboat's stream now. We're just living in it. Isn't that right? He will yell at me for whistling, by the way. Because he wants the bird that's in my mouth. Nope. Honestly, I could just bring my VTuber over here and keep the cat cam. He's so good at distracting me. Buddy. I know, look at our boy. He wants the bird in my mouth because I was whistling. No, he wants the bird in my mouth because I was whistling. He'll sit here pretty. If I don't whistle. Nope. That's the eraser. I can art. And yes, there is a follower emote for Tugboat. If you're a follower of the channel, you get to tell Tugboat how much you love him and how you want to surrender all your mortal possessions to him. It reminds you of what Frumpkin does when he comes and sits next to you while you work. When I was working remotely, I remember Tugboat didn't really know what to do with himself at first because he's just like, wait, you're here now, like, all the time? And so he would follow me around, and he started playing with my jacket. Because he was like, wait, this is like the world's funnest toy. You gotta let me have this. And it was the jacket I was wearing, by the way. But again, forfeit all mortal possessions to Tugboat. His stream now. He really is just looking at me. Now, don't let him fool you. He's a spicy boy. He gets grumpy, and he will do hits. And kisses. Okay. I'm sorry I called you spicy. I'm so sorry. How could I do this to you? The allegations. Is it bath time now? For who, though? I think that's a little bit better. I've got a little bit of work to do in some other places. I know, what was that noise? Yes. Frumpkin will come sit next to me for a few pets, then he spends most of the morning laying up on top of the one mattress we have against the wall. He just sits there watching. Good supervisor. Well, I mean, it's how Inky used to always watch me stream. Like, he would just sit here on the armrest of the chair. And supervise. I had to make sure I was doing good stuff. Frumpkin loves to be up high. I don't think any of our cats ever really loved being up super high. Inky got the most height in his spot on the cat tree, but there were spots where he could get up higher and he just never did. Tugboat knows he has to take over the supervising job. He's a good boy. Yeah, good boy. And the kisses job. It's a very important job, Tugboat. I hope you know what you're up for. The way he looked at me, he's like, what do you mean? all the smoochies. It is required of you, my boy. I hope you know what you're getting into here. He does have the necessary skill set. Alright, so I just gotta get his... Just gotta get his little leafy. Aw, we're loafing now. Alright, well since he's loafing, I'll go back. You can't quite see him when he loafs, because he is a void boy in certain positions. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a loaf break. It's a very important part of the job. You love this pose on the new Momdria? Thank you. I was trying to get her, like, looking comfy. I really, really wish that there was a way to, make Discord Reactive use, what's it called? Use GIFs. Discord Reactive only uses, static images. So, like, PNGs or GIFs. Hi, Fern. Oh, Catrim, I just closed Rusty's. If you guys want it back open, I'll put it up. I was getting in focus mode. Because the line art seems to be something that, like, I need more of the screen real estate for. Let me do this the right way. Hi, Fern. Welcome in. I'm a good streamer. Catrium, look. Sekhmet got her very own custom Baz pin. Hi, Papatora. Welcome in. Paw Patrol. Captions. It's alright. My mod, Sekhmet. Captions hates her name. Did it do it? Nope. It's always Segment. Sometimes it's Sacramento. Or Sacraments. Every single time. It doesn't really like Redria either. But, huge news. I can say fuck now, and it's not censored. Thanks, Pixel Chat! Hey, I get one, Catrium. Segment, meet Paw Patrol. Oh, captions are funny. I feel like these captions are usually fairly accurate, with the exception of names. I can't tell if I actually teach it, or if it goes back in to learn things. But, I mean, it does know video game names. It knows different Pokemon names. It knows the name of the game Valheim. Watch it prove me wrong. Nope, it got it. So, like, it's a pretty good captioner. It's learning. Look out, everyone. You guys just missed Tugboat Hours. What's it called? This one is Pixel Chat. It is a web browser. And literally all you have to do is, like, I think you log in, you put your Twitch in, this is free. And It's got things that you can change about it. If you click the open overlay button, you get your link that you put in OBS or whatever you're using. If you say edit overlay, you can go and look at your size, your font. Ah, it stopped because I'm editing. But now it has started again. The only downside to Pixel Chat is that it must be open in Chrome. It will not work in a web browser other than Chrome. Yeah, sadly. I forget what the specific reason is, but like it's built around like a Google captioner. So it only works if it's open in Chrome. That being said, I'm always willing to look at new kinds of web captioners, because I've seen some that other people use that are also really good, but this is the best one I've found so far. It has like a collab option, but I've never had much luck with it with my overlay, because the way I have it set up is that if I didn't have my captions cropped the way I do, it would just like fill the entire screen with text, because I love yapping and I'm really good at it. But because I have it set up to scroll, it doesn't work with two people. Even though it does, it just doesn't work display-wise. Yes, yes, take notes. Now, mostly just because I think accessibility is really important, and the more people who know about caption options there are, the better. I literally sent my going live tweet after I was live, and I was like, hold on a minute, chat, I gotta put alt text. Nope. Nope. Where are you? There we go. We got there. We got there. Nope. We've gotten to this part of the art. Honestly, because I am a tab queen when it comes to watching Twitch streams, I do so much better having captions that I can read, because I would be in audio processing hell if I had my sound on. Like, I would just have to go turn off the sound for, like, all of the streams I'm not currently focusing on. So I usually do a lot of my Twitch viewing without audio, oddly enough, unless I'm, like, picked one person to hyper-focus on. I feel so much less alone. I get teased sometimes for being a tab queen. I actually only have Smilky up right now. But, like, there will be days when I'll have, like, 6 other Twitch streams open. Just because, you know, I know that lurking has a good impact, and to anyone who's here, hanging out, chatting, lurking, what have you, I see you, and I appreciate you. I don't think I'm following Twig, but I should. I love Twig's emote suffix, I guess is what it's called. Because it's after. I also, Shay is playing, is a good friend and mod, and she somehow managed to land the perfect emote prefix. This one's a prefix. It is Shay is. So they get to name their emotes like Shay is yappin' or like Shay is sleepy. This host says, I need captions because sometimes my auditory processing sucks. Same! Absolutely same. This feels like the right size. Oh no, your Twig sub! That's okay. Half the time Sekhmet comes over with a raid, she's like, oh no, my red sub! Love you, Sekhmet. Oh yeah, I still have some fish sonas to finish as well. Those I have not forgotten about. I was in the middle of doing the line art for the Queer Notes fish sona, and that's when we lost power. Catrium, there are 2 social media posts that I want to direct your attention to today. One is the picture of a video game screenshot. I really hate working. I'd rather be playing video games. Me. And then 2 is a tweet that's been going around today. And I'm trying to remember what it says. But basically, it's like, we have to abolish capitalism because I want to frolic in the sun with my friends. Same! Same. Do you do commissions? I am not in a position to pay for anything, but I am curious. I do commissions. Right now, I need to update the rest of my, Ko-fi. But I used to have talksprite commissions. They never got anywhere because I mostly do little guys. Fudge, are you home? Are you home? And the dog didn't go nuts yet? Alright, hold on. I gotta go smooch my husband. Okay, I'm back. Smooch is acquired. Oh no, the fighter fly was destroyed. And yes, watering your plants is good. I am still slamming that juice. I'm hoping that I know it's early, like I just applied to 2 jobs yesterday, but I am hoping that I can hear back later this week. Twould be nice. Welcome back. Yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, I don't know how good these jobs will be comparatively speaking. One of them, under salary, they just put competitive, and it's like, that's not helpful. It was like the one time I got a text from a recruiter, and under salary, they just put best in the market, and it's just like, sure it is. Sure it is, bud. I hope you can get back into your current job and they don't FOIA you. No, don't FOIA. You've got Paw Patrol. You can't fire Paw Patrol. So I have a coworker who I don't know the specifics of the diagnosis, but she's got fibromyalgia and has to take she has to take time off due to, like, chronic pain and stuff. And I think she got FMLA earlier because she had to do a sleep study and go off medication to do it. And so, like, she got, I think, 6 weeks off, and it was apparently kind of rough and not a great time, you know, as one would expect. But she basically got told by some upper management person that she could not take any more unpaid time off, like, due to, you know, having chronic pain. And she had to sign a paper saying that, like, she agreed that she could be fired if she does. And it's just like, yeah, that's great. Thanks for that. I know, right? Best in the market is not a number, babe. I know. I feel for her. And I don't think she's out of vacation time at this point, but, like, what are you supposed to do when you've got chronic pain and you feel like you can't... I don't know. Is that legal? I'm not fully sure. I think it would be because she signed it. But a lot of places are, you know, at-will employment. So if they think that, you know, she's taking too much time off, they can... Isn't it a covered disability under ADA? That I'm not sure. That would be a good question for her to look into. Is your state at will? It is, unfortunately. Well, I mean, like, it's fortunate and it's unfortunate, you know? Even my contract position was still at will. And trust me, they found a way to exercise that. I got a week notice that my contract was ending. And it was just for, like, budget reasons. They couldn't afford to keep me on, but, you know, it sucks. Good thing I'm in Canada. I'm sorry. Inflation has been rough in North America. Tugboat, you're under my feet, dude. You're under my feet, little dude. Momdria's upside down now. Yeah, I love this pose. She looks so relaxed. She looks comfy. And then, if you didn't see, we're working on thickening Beans' outline. Because I did it too thin. And I don't know... I might just, like, try to do it again from this. Because this is a little too thick. But this is better, and the other version was, like, entirely too thin. So I will figure out what I want to do. When Tears of the Kingdom came out, it was $110. Woof! I was mad about it being 70 USD. That is a little bit of an ouchie. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna try really hard to mean it this time, but I feel like Scarlet might be the last Pokemon game I buy. I didn't finish... I finished X and Y. I finished Sun and Moon. I didn't finish Shield. I got to, like, the 7th gym before I was just kind of burnt out. And I think I finished half of Scarlet. And the main thing that kept taking me out of it, I noticed, was the lighting glitches. Like, I would be in a battle, and the camera would move slightly, and it would go from sunny to, like, overcast and gray, and you couldn't see anything. And I don't know why that killed my immersion the way that it did, but it just did. And it's a shame that that was not something that they... Like, I know some of the stuff they did fix, but I don't know that they fixed all of it. And it's a shame that, like, that was enough to make me be like, yeah, alright. I could look into seeing whether they fixed it, because, like, I would hope so. Oop. But I know, like, they kind of prioritized getting the DLC out over fixing a lot of the, like, actual issues. I know, indie company Game Freak, what are you doing? And people have had this argument before where they say, oh, well, you know, they have to rush games to, like, keep up with the anime and keep up with the trading cards, and, like, it's a cycle. And it's like, yeah, it's a cycle they built. I'm still very interested. Have you guys seen that they made a Pokemon trading card mobile app? I don't know if this is, like, the next direction that the trading card game's gonna take. I like it in a sense because, you know, it helps work around scalpers, for one. It's a bit more, economically or environmentally sound. It's less printing of actual cards if they're digital. Has tried the mobile app for it. They said it's gotten better, but it's not great. I mean, I'm figuring that I think you get, like, what, one free, like, mini pack or something, and then it's probably just wrought with microtransactions of, like, trying to get you to buy new cards or something. I think it's a good idea. I think it probably needs some work still. I bought a fake pack of bootleg Pokemon cards on Wish on purpose because I really wanted them because they're pretty and sparkly. I bought bootleg Yu-Gi-Oh cards at a flea market that we used to have in town, and they were so bad. I don't know if I still have them. I'll put that on my to-do list to see if I can't find them, because, like, they were very bad. They were, like, all the Egyptian god cards and, like, all the most overpowered cards that should not exist. I was playing with them because at the time I didn't really know they were bootleg. I think it wasn't until I was, like, in a match with somebody and they were like, I don't think that's a legitimate card. To be fair, though, I was playing to have fun. I've seen people on Facebook who do Pokemon card art where, like, they'll take 5 copies of the same card and do almost like a 3D cutout version of it. Do you know what I'm talking about? They'll take, like, an X-Acto knife and, like, cut parts of the Pokemon out to make it look like it's a relief image, so there's multiple levels to it. It's really cool. And I've seen the fully painted ones too, yeah. I'm not great at paint. I am getting better at brush markers. But, you know, you gotta start somewhere with any art skill. You gotta start somewhere. You got so excited because Magic the Gathering came out with their Bloomburrow sets that are, like, cute animals and stuff. I also saw that Disney now has a card game called Lorcana, I think. Those cards were scalped hardcore when they first came out. They have a mouse soldier named Mabel. That's pretty cute. I used to play Magic a little bit in college, but I had friends who were really try-hard at Magic who made it not fun to play. I'm talking like they had decks with proxy cards because they're like, well, I can't get my hands on a Black Lotus card, so I'm just gonna print out the card. And, it was entirely designed on, like, taking you down in 3 turns. And I'm just like, that's not fun. You have a D&D character you played that was a mousefolk named Mabel. A mousefolk bard named Mabel. She was a very important character to me because she was best buddies with an NPC from a GM who passed away. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But it's really cute that there's a card called, like, what, Mabel The mouse soldier? Thank you very much for the hydrate. Welcome in. The packs came out, Paz ordered a box of them, didn't get that card. Went to the game store and got one pack, and you got the card! Hell yeah. Proxying a Black Lotus is only okay if you tell your playgroup ahead of time and also allow them to do it too. Well, for sure, for sure. And yeah, no one's paying 20k for a card. But it was just the way that their playstyle was like, I'm gonna beat you in 2 turns and you can't stop me. Like, I just wanted to have fun seeing what kind of combos I could do. I really liked playing Commander more than anything. But I have since sold my Magic cards. Like, they would have other decks that they would play with if they could tell, like, I'm not really up for that. But again, it was just the nature of how try-hard they were that made it kind of hard. So we are working on giving Momdria a glow-up. This is her first talk sprite I drew in August of 2022. Little 500 by 500 pixel version of my mom. And anytime she, like, plays Minecraft on stream with me, or we play Palia together, and she jumps in Discord, this is her talk sprite. And so I got a glow-up, and I think it's time for her to get a glow-up. And I think she's gonna be shrunk down a bit, but I think she's gonna go in the top left corner of the overlay. Because I don't know where everyone's supposed to fit. We recently got upgrades for... Sekhmet. And we also got upgrades for King, who is our server hosting buddy. She could sit on the pipe. She could sit on the pipe. Right now, King sits to the right of me on the pipe, and Sekhmet sits to the left of me, also, like, almost on the pipe. And Sekhmet takes up a good chunk of space. Not that I'm complaining. Where is hers? I gotta move my files around. This is a mess. I can find everything. See, at least I knew where it was. It just wasn't in the same spot. Yeah, this is Sekhmet's, and she's a little bit bigger. But yeah, you can see that, like, her design changed. She used to have 5 spikes in the mohawk, and now there's just 3, because it simplifies it. And then, King's shell color changed, because it used to really not match, and he's got less spikes on his wrist, because, again, you don't really need, like, 8 spikes on the wrist bracelet. You can make the same point easier. I don't know how Momdria's design is going to simplify. I might get rid of the dragonfly wing patterning, because I don't feel like it's adding that much. Yes, Sekhmet is a very pretty dragon. She's based on, Plessy. You may have figured out we're Mario and Nintendo fans here. I should start offering people, like, Zelda OCs, because it doesn't have to be a Super Mario OC, you know? Yeah, just... I think I like them a normal amount, though, is the thing. I really think I like them just a normal amount. I gotta fix this flower shape. It doesn't quite look like how I want it to. This was actually a giant color wheel post from last June. Probably pick a Korok or something. I mean, that's a solid choice. Here's my favorite little sneak peek. Ooh, or a Wind Waker Choo Choo, the little slimes. There was a slime form in Super Mario Wonder, now that I'm remembering. Love those little guys. Love that sound. The Wubba. Was that the name of the thing from Mario Wonder? I'm a fake Mario fan for not knowing. Fake fan. I know, and then the talking flowers like, ooh, you look tasty. What flavor are you? Very normal thing to say, actually. Fake fan! Oh no. I must be banned. Goodbye, Twitch.tv. My Mario Kart is being revoked. I will have to walk my mom through how to update her Discord reactive. I had to walk King through it though, so that's not really a dig. You don't play Mario games. I'm not as good at the side-scrolling ones. I liked, Superstar Saga was my all-time favorite. If you couldn't tell by the fact that I come from the Bean Bean Kingdom, it was my all-time favorite. And that one wasn't side-scrolling, it was one of their RPG titles. I am excited for Brothership. I want to call it Brotherhood because everyone has jokingly been calling it Brotherhood, but it is not Brotherhood. It is Brothership, which is a weird name, but I digress. The RPG titles are good. I think a lot of people say Bowser's Inside Story is the best one. I really liked... I think I had Bowser's Inside Story and I just couldn't get into it, but I want to revisit it at some point. Oh, you've got the ROM on your phone. Very nice. We started a Superstar Saga playthrough like 2 years ago at this point. And I just really got in my head thinking that it must not be fun to watch because it was grindy. Even though it's like, you know, it's my favorite game. So, you know, that feels silly. See, I feel like I could start offering, like, Rune Factory monster sonas as well. But their art style's a little different, so I'd have to practice. The grind can be alleviated with good tunes and yappin'. Yeah, I tend to usually just leave, the regular game music on when I play games, but I know I don't have to. One exception is Minecraft. Sometimes I will put a playlist on, because the Minecraft music is good, but it doesn't play half the time. You know. Tugboat's back! Come here, big boy. What, now that I'm calling you, you don't want to come here? Is that how it is? Is that how it is? So I'm gonna have to go and cultivate my, some of my stream music playlists a bit more. I want to play the Harvestella one so bad, but I don't want Square Enix to ban me. I'm so mad. Hi, Mima. Welcome in. I'm trying to entice him with whistling. You know it's his favorite thing. Today, we are upgrading my mom's talksprite. This other one is over 2 years old, and it's so tiny. Like, I mean, I'm gonna shrink this down a little bit, but she's so tiny. Are you leaving already, Tugboat? What a brat. I really do need to make a whistle toggle. Yeah, so what I'm kind of trying to go for here is a thinner line art style. And then we've been going with a more gradient, like a more airbrushed kind of shading. Versus I used to do just the really hard cell shading. Again, there's nothing wrong with either style. I'm just kind of like changing things up a bit. I feel like that's how you grow. And you know what we say about growing? Keep going and growing. But also, don't worry, we're still super. I kind of have two slogans now. Super Mario? Maybe. No, my username, my first username was O_Redria_O, which you understand had to go. My second username was Redria Plays, which I still think is cute, and I still like it a lot. But I just got to a point where, like, my goal username is Redria, just plain old Redria. It's currently taken by someone who hasn't streamed in, like, 5 years. So I went from Redria Plays to Super Redria 64, but I didn't love the double R, so eventually I just made the change to Redria 64, and here we are. Used to be Firestar, then Taurus Star, and now I'm here. I never read the Warrior Cats books. I feel like I would have liked them. I was big into the Silverwing books about bats. Mima hasn't ever streamed. That's the worst. And then even worse is, like, if you reach out to them because you would like that username, it has to be free for 6 months before it goes back into the pool. And who knows if you're actually gonna get it. I've thought about reaching out, but it's just like... And I think once you get Twitch Partner, you can change your username. Right? I thought you could. I thought they differentiated. Oh, Momdria looks so cute! You can change on here once a month. Yeah, I feel like they'll help you if it's taken by an abandoned account. Okay, that must be what it is then. She looks so cute, guys. I love my mom. I hope she's excited about playing Minecraft tomorrow. I had just thought I'd heard a lot of people who got Twitch Partner and then finally got to, like, change their username to what they actually wanted. Honestly, my mom and I used to not really get along that well through high school, and we got better during college, but there were still some, like, prickly moments. And then I moved away for, like, 2.5 years, and our relationship changed a lot, and then when we came back, it was a lot better for both of us, I think. So this is the Rune Factory special soundtrack that came out as a bonus track with Rune Factory 5. I think you had to actually, like, order the collector's edition to get this. But the disc is absolutely sick. You only played Rune Factory... Was Rune Factory 4 on the Wii? I had it on the 3DS. I love that they're making, they're kind of doing a bit of a revival of the franchise by bringing Rune Factory 3 and 4 to the Switch. And then they just announced, oh, Frontier, yes. Frontier was such a unique title. We're actually playing through it right now, and it's on pause because there's gonna be a Hot Pot Festival, and I have to do that in September for our charity endeavors. Because anything that involves making soup has to happen in September. And we're literally, like, we've seen the final boss. Do you mind spoilers? Do you mind if I show you the final boss? If you say no, I will respect that. But I have drawn art of the final boss because it was very confusing. You cannot remember a thing, so go ahead. Be warned, you will have conflicting feelings about this, probably. This was the final boss, minus the fact that I put jeans on him. Literally, like a centaur, but the wolf's head is also there. Which, again, was very confusing. And a little bit scary. Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. We were having a time when his, like, this is my final form moment happened. We were just like, huh? So I made a really stupid meme about it. You went to his wiki and you remember nothing. They really only showed him like a handful of times. Like, it's not even one of those villains where, like, they keep you guessing about anything. It's just like, nope. Here's your bad guy. He's doing bad things. You better stop him. And of course, he's an evil scientist. He's gotta give my job a bad rap. Alright. Well, because Fudge is home, and I haven't gotten to see him, like, at all this week, we're gonna end stream a little early. You remember a translation error and the girl in the fountain or something? And of course, the little sheepies. Yeah, the woolies are everyone's favorites. I, for some reason, cannot think over this song. My brain is shutting down. I have a couple of songs that do that, where, like, whether the music is too loud could be a factor, but I just legitimately cannot talk over certain songs. It's very funny. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. It was a pleasure getting to do some art. It was a pleasure getting to make this pin for Sekhmet. And if you ever want your own custom early bloomers pin, you just gotta save up some channel points and I will make this for you. We got Momdria's rough pose and outline started. We've got Beans' line thickening started, which again sounds really funny. But I want to fix him. And we're, of course, celebrating what can happen in 2 years of digital art practice. Let me see who else is live. Looks like I missed Smilky. We could raid Rosie Dave. I don't want to watch too much of Mika and the Witch's Mountain because my physical copy is gonna be coming in the mail. It's killing me. Why did I opt for the physical copy? Because now I have to wait until October, and everyone else is already playing. It's killing me. But, Mika and the Witch's Mountain was a very... Why did that not work? They do, and I get the art book, and I think I get some, like, special outfits and things. So we're gonna go raid Rosie Dave, and you get to check out, I believe it looks like they're at the beginning of Mika and the Witch's Mountain. I'm trying to get out of ads. Yeah. My plan is to stream Minecraft tomorrow with my mom. Don't know if I'll have her updated talksprite done yet. I'm gonna say probably not. Because I would need to do the coloring and the shading and the open mouth form. And that's a lot to do when I work an 8-hour shift in like an hour and a half. So anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this morning. This has been a blast. Keep going and growing, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!